50 years ago to this hour, they would need other people to keep the grassroots movement alive.
They found that help with a core group of students from their own university as well as other schools across Greensboro. Fox 8's Sheikah Strickland sat down with some of them who demonstrated the day after February 1st.
I was born by the river.
When the Greensboro Four got back to campus after their first sit-in, word started to spread on A&T's campus.
He and I decided with some other students to go down and to join the Four.
Lewis Brandon and his roommate, along with freshman Pat Patterson, decided to walk to Woolworth's on February 2nd.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I had some apprehension. But we had talked about this thing so much. And I think we had convinced ourselves that this was something that we needed to do.
To the students' surprise, the sit-ins were relatively quiet.
I sat there and wrote a letter to my mother telling her what I was doing.
What was for the first day and a couple dozen the next became hundreds by the week's end, with students from almost every college in Greensboro, including Bennett College, and 3 students from the Women's College, which is now UNCG. The Women's College's president discouraged participation. He even wrote this letter to Eugenia Mark's parents.
I regret to inform you that your daughter Eugenia has engaged in behavior which we believe to be unwise. On several occasions, she and 2 other Women's College students have been picked up on the campus by Negro male students of A&T College. They tell me that their purpose has been to engage in meetings concerning the sit-down demonstrations in variety stores, and I believe this to be true.
The sit-ins ended that week, but that was just the beginning of the demonstrations. Picket lines moved to other Greensboro restaurants and movie theaters. 3 months later, college students asked for help at Dudley High School.
But a group of about 5 students came down to Dudley, and we met in Ezel Blair's father's shop. He was a teacher at Dudley at the time, and we met in his shop. And they asked if we would pick up the torch and carry it on during the summer.
And Antoinette Thomas Clark says the high school students did. She and her friends would later graduate from Dudley High and continue to protest as students at Bennett College. She and other students from A&T continued to protest from 1960 to 1963. Every protest was calculated and organized.
We are meeting constantly, planning what those activities look like, how we would operate once we got downtown.
We used to meet weekly. I mean, we met, some of us were almost professional demonstrators.
Sometimes they would picket in silence, sometimes they would sing.
We shall overcome.
At some demonstrations, even getting arrested was planned.
Going to jail was a good feeling. It was a good feeling because we knew we were doing something to make a change and to make a difference.
They took us out, put us in paddy wagons, police cars, carried us to the jail, carried us upstairs, fingerprinted us, did photo, did mug shots.
Our intentions were to get so many people arrested that they wouldn't have a place to put them.
You knew you were in jail because you could hear the doors, the metal doors closing in.
But the fight for all of these young college students was for the same purpose.
I never thought about doing this for me. I thought about it doing it for my children and my grandchildren.
The actions of the Greensboro Four captured the attention of students all over the South.